Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Thrashing Couch on Thrasher's Paradise. We are here in this very special place called the Halls of Extinction. I am here with the founder of it, Kyle Adisi from the band Invicta. Kyle, what can you tell us about the Halls of Extinction?
This is actually, the Raider version of the Halls of Extinction. The Invicta Halls of Extinction is currently under construction.
Ah.
Um, so the boys in Raider were kind enough to let us borrow their Halls of Extinction.
Thank you very much, Raider. Or Kevin, not Kyle.
Kevin, Angelo, Gabriel, Sanders.
Sanders. Thank you, boys, so much. So, you said it was under renovations. Does that mean it will be adding to the exhibit?
There are some things that are currently being done. There are currently, some things in the works that will make it superior to the old Invicta Halls of Extinction.
Amazing. Now, after the hot release of Halls of Extinction, your brand new album, which you can pick up on Bandcamp, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, or
All of it.
all of it, everywhere, what's next?
We are right now. We're hanging out. We're just seeing. We all have really tight schedules in our personal lives and stuff. So right now we're just trying to figure out what we want to go moving forward. What we want to do moving forward. I'm working on some new tunes. I have a couple ideas and whatnot for the next release, and
Perfect.
hopefully we can get going on some new tunes as soon as we can. But until then, yeah, we're just working on some stuff behind the scenes, some merch stuff, and maybe do a couple videos or whatnot. Just try to stay relevant. But yeah.
Excellent. Now, you mentioned videos. Does that include a couple of music videos, maybe for a song or two?
Yeah, we're thinking about it. We're tossing the ideas around. Because we're just trying to find out what's the best for our budget and for release for marketing and such. Because Halls came out a couple months ago.
Yeah.
We still want to stay relevant, but we don't want to overdo it so late. So we're just trying to plan it, have a good timeline.
Perfect. Trying to figure out like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Speaking of
course.
that, I was reading the Executioner. I have the CD, and reading it, you like to thank dinosaurs and Marvel, and I believe FC Porto.
Yeah.
Why would you like to thank those three in particular?
Dinosaurs because they're sweet. Marvel. I also thank Marvel and Steve Ditko and Stan Lee. I forgot Jack Kirby, but he's a traitor anyway. And FC Porto on the Halls of Extinction as well. Just because those three things, growing up and still to this day are really important to me. Like I named the band after my team, so.
Really?
Yeah, Invicta's named after FC Porto.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't. That's actually a really interesting fact.
Yeah. So those three things, Marvel, like I get a lot of inspiration, songwriting and whatnot from the Marvel comics and such, and dinosaurs are just sweet. Like,
Yeah.
So.
Well, there are a couple of songs like Prehistoric, which
Yeah.
came from dinosaurs.
Halls is partially about dinosaurs as well.
Yes. And the second song off the album, I'm sorry, I forget the name.
Sacred Scourge.
Sacred Scourge probably has one of the best breakdowns of the year, and probably of the best decade. What's that like for you, knowing that as soon as that breakdown happens, everyone in the crowd's like going insane for it?
It's pretty awesome. I tried to write it so that it's a crowd pleaser. But I didn't really write it intentionally to be like a breakdown. I just wanted it to be like a heavy bridge section. I guess it is breakdown-y.
Yeah.
But that's never my intention. I was going for more of the Sepultura approach.
Okay, got you.
But I mean, yeah, as long as people dig it, as long as we dig it, like we love playing it. So, yeah, I mean, it's cool. I really appreciate that so many people dig it. And couldn't ask for better fans.
Yeah, I believe the first Wall of Death I ever did was to that song at the Boathouse. I believe it was for that song. It was really fun.
Yeah, that Wall of Death was funny because Trumbleezy and Ben, they had it was May the 4th, so they brought their lightsabers.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember there were lightsabers. And also I'm assuming Dark Side from the album is based off of Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars is another big thing for me. Outside of metal, I'm just super nerdy, so
Yeah. I think
metal is pretty nerdy in general.
basically.
So.
Like, we're all obsessed with our bands and stuff. We collect all them CDs and merch, just like comic book people collect the comics and the figures and stuff.
Of course.
So, it balances out perfectly between the two.
Yeah.
You guys did your tour across Canada, and you said you're now on a little break right now, just trying to regroup, refocus, and get ready for the next stage.
Mm-hmm.
With that next stage, could that maybe involve going over the border for maybe a show or two just to try it out?
Definitely trying to plan. Definitely trying to plan future tours. Going across the border. We don't want to be stuck just doing Canadian shows. We want to grow. As a band and as a business, we want to grow. So that one day we can just take over the world.
That is the goal, and I believe Germany's the goal too, to get to Wacken.
Wacken, Hellfest, Bloodstock, Grass Pop,
Nuclear Assault.
Literally, wait, what?
Nuclear Assault in Czech Republic.
That's a Brutal Assault.
Brutal Assault.
Brutal
Damn
Assault.
it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all those festivals, Summer Breeze, all of those festivals. That's the dream, right? I would, cut off my foot to go tour Europe. I would say my arm, but I need that to play.
Yeah, the foot. If Dave Grohl can play on a chair, why can't you? Right?
Yeah. So, I mean, Europe has been my dream and my goal since I started playing. Just because watching all the videos of all the bands playing those huge festivals in Europe and the European fans and European bands, even like all my favorite bands come from Europe. So definitely being in that atmosphere. I also, outside of metal, I like to travel. And Europe, I've been to multiple countries in Europe, and they're all, I love them a lot. So, working and, traveling and touring over in Europe is my personal, dream.
Awesome. Now, with that said, you guys do have social media and a bunch of it. Have you guys gotten harassed already to come to England or over there?
Yeah. And it's super humbling that every couple weeks I do all the merch shipments and I'm sending it to Japan, Australia, and South America and Africa and a bunch in Europe like Belgium and Netherlands and Germany, etc., etc. So yeah, I mean, and we got a bunch of fans in the States as well, and it's quite frankly, coming from where I came up from, having that many people from across the world listen to my music, it's mind blowing.
Yeah. Now, since I've heard the album, since the album's been released, your merch has been popping out everywhere in the Waterloo, Kitchener region, the Hamilton region, all across this small little metal scene of ours in Ontario. What does that mean to you, knowing that people love your band enough to represent it almost every day?
It means the world, because I'm a big believer of don't wear the band shirt if you don't know the band. And so, because every shirt I wear pretty much is something I care about, right? Or something I would want to show off, or etc. Just cool shirts. People wearing my shirts, it means a lot that people want to spend their money on my music and on my product. It shows, that they believe in what we're doing, and it means the world to us.
I want to tell you a quote I've read off of Facebook. It said, "If it's not Halls of Extinction, I can't hear it."
Yes, Scott is a legend. Scott is a legend. I will die for that man. He's a good guy. That I don't think he's probably the number one Invicta fan. And even while we were recording the album, he would always just show up and just be like, "Oh yeah," and it's been however many months since the album came out, and he's like, it's still in my car, man. And it means a lot that my music can have that big of an effect. Excuse me. That big of an effect on someone.
Yeah. Now, like I mentioned, we are in this Halls of Extinction, which is kind of ironic because we do call this place the Halls here in Waterloo. What was the initial reaction when I went there?
When you said that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was clever. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it, so that was good. That was good. Yeah. I mean, we've said that before. Like the little group of us, we've made that joke before. But it's been a while, right?
Right.
Like we just, we made that joke when the album came out. We're like, oh yeah, let's all meet at the Halls of Extinction, whatever, and then we'll go whatever, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's been a while since I've heard that, so that was cool.
Awesome. Now, your album, just like Amon Amarth's and Whitechapel's and a bunch of others, are already released and in contentions for a bunch of people's albums of the year, Thrasher's Paradise included. What are you most anticipated for album-wise before the year is up?
There's been a lot of really good albums this year. Overkill's new album is excellent. I haven't heard the full Amon Amarth album yet. I don't listen to Whitechapel, so I'm not too familiar. The new Allegiant is unreal. New Flesh God is sick.
Death Angel
is sweet.
Yeah.
I got the Death Angel.
That's why I brought it up.
Let me think. I'm trying to think of all the albums that came out this year. There's a bunch.
Yeah.
There's some like tech death stuff that came out this year. It's good, like Ecopoise and such. There's another album I know I'm missing that came out this year.
There's so many albums that came out.
Oh, technically Eternity's End came out this year.
Yeah.
And if you don't know Eternity's End, they're the sickest power metal band ever.
Eternity's End, you can check them out.
Yeah, so sick. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of albums. The new X-Hoarder album I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be good. Like that single was pretty good, so I feel like the album will be pretty solid. Trying to think what other bands have stuff coming out.
How about the Guy's Room we're in?
Oh, the new Raider album. Of course, the Raider album's gonna be sick. I mean, I've heard a lot of it already.
Yeah.
Just because we're so tight. And you guys are all gonna love it.
Yeah.
They did a great job. Them and the boys and Alex Snape.
Alex Snape, yes, from Unbowed, Become Astrals, Crimson Shadows, and that other band he drums in.
Yeah, I don't know. He does a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
he made them sound sick. And they're just wrapping up the recording now, and hopefully we see that album before the end of the year. I don't know any of the details behind that. And I'm not gonna speak for them, but that album will crush. I guarantee it.
So, because Thrasher's Paradise will have an end of the year awards show where you guys are obviously on the list already for album of the year.
Oh, cool.
Do you think it will be a tight competition between you and Raider for that award?
Oh, of course. Because both of us, especially me and Gabe personally, we're very passionate dudes, and we're both competitive. And we're not trying to. We want to help each other and stuff, but we're also competitive, which really helps us try to do better in our own thing, and we always want the best for each other.
Yeah.
And so I think I like to think Halls is sweet, and I think they think Halls is sweet, so they want their album to be as sweet, so that because we all just want each other to do as best as we can. It'll be close. The thing is, us and Raider are very different.
Yes.
Yeah, it's thrashy, but it's very different music writing, lyrical content. It's just the riffs and the song structuring. It's all very different, and they're a lot more old school in terms of their style, and which is super cool. Like I love that stuff.
Yeah.
and yeah, it's all a matter. It's all subjective. So
Hmm.
whatever anyone likes, as long as you like it, you support it.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, like we mentioned before on our first interview, because Kyle is the first ever two-timer on the channel, un, unintentionally. That Boathouse show again was phenomenal. It was supposed to be five bands: Ultraviolence and Dominion from Ottawa,
Domination.
Domination from Ottawa. Sadly, both of them couldn't make it. Ultraviolence had issues with flights, and Domination, I don't know their excuse, but you guys still went on with the show and with the tour. Was and Cathartic Demise was there as well as Raider. What was it like, just even in a last minute situation where two bands pulled out and the three of you still were able to put on one hell of a show, and some would say an amazing show? What what's that like?
I mean, had to do sticky situations like that before,
Mm-hmm.
and on Cathartic Demise, that was their EP release show, and if you don't know them, check them out because they're unreal. They're ridiculous. And so, you know, having to do stuff last minute wasn't that big of a deal for us because
Mm-hmm.
Invicta, Raider, and Cathartic Demise were all super close friends as well as bands. Like we all jam in the halls of Extinction. Um, we all hang out regularly. I play in a couple bands with a couple of the other guys from those bands.
Okay.
And like, so two bands from out of town dropping out of the show. We were like, screw it. Let's just do us three, have a true Kitchener Waterloo show.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone loved it. It was the best show of the tour. But yeah, that show wasn't even our priority. We were trying to figure out if we were gonna keep doing the tour or not,
Yeah.
because Ultraviolence had canceled because of their flights or whatnot. So we were like, are we still gonna do this or what? That was our main concern. The Kitchener show was because it's a local show. We can, if we had to redo it or put something else on, it'd be no problem.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better Kitchener show.
Mm-hmm.
Even with those bands dropping off, it was probably better because five bands in Boathouse, that's not fun. I've done it a couple times. It's too much gear, and you can't fit that many people in. And
No.
we fit way too many people in Boathouse for this show, so it was best for all of us.
Now, I've heard some rumors that the Boathouse has decided to no longer continue throwing on concerts and become a classier, higher restaurant place.
Yeah, Boathouse took out their stage. Um, they took out their stage. They're no longer doing shows. Sucks for the local community because it was the one spot that was like good with like a good sound system
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot that promoters could get for next to nothing, and it fit enough people for every local show, and there's still good venues around.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it sucks that you lose venues, but more will pop up.
Yeah, the point I was trying to get to was, how does it feel knowing that your show with your brothers in metal was one of the last ones to be there?
Oh, it is. I mean, it feels cool because yeah, it was a good way to close out Boathouse. Um, yeah, it feels awesome. Any show I play with any of the dudes is always a fun time. We remember all the moments. We hang out, we party, and yeah, any show with the boys is good.
Now, the last show you guys did, and I went to this show, it was at Guelph Death Fest. Good turnout, by the way. 9 amazing bands, I would say so myself. What was that like to perform with bands like Beyond Creation, Brought by Pain, Flub, Alaka, Unbowed, Eaten by Sharks, even?
I've played with Beyond Creation a few times
Oh, really?
before, and they're really good guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it was. I mean, after playing so many shows, it's just another day, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we were stoked to be a part of Guelph Death Fest, and thanks for Liam for hooking it up. Um, but yeah, it was cool playing with Brought by Pain again was good as well because I played with both of those bands in my old band APOC.
Yeah.
It was good seeing all of them again and hanging out. Obviously, having Unbowed and Becomes Astral and more buddies of mine. Steven, the live bass player for Invicta, he plays in Unbowed as well. He literally had to run from my stage to the next stage, no break, and it's like 1,000,000 degrees. High respect for that. It was a great turnout, a lot better than we thought it was going to be, especially with the last minute venue change and whatnot. It was fun. It was a good time, and yeah.
Was it the first time ever playing a Thai restaurant?
Yeah, that's I've played some funny venues, but that's on the list. That's gonna be on the list of. Yeah, I've never played a Thai place.
I remember reading it the night before, like, do they have this right?
Yeah, I thought the same thing when I got told. So, but hey, a venue shuts down, another venue shuts down, and then you gotta do what you gotta do. If you gotta play in a Thai place, you gotta fit 300 people in a Thai place. We fit 300 people in a Thai place.
Yeah, it was awesome. Now we're at the point of the interview where I hope you remember this from before, but we're gonna play a little game now.
Okay, cool.
It's been changed though,
Okay.
thanks to Scott from Rippard.
Okay.
It's now called Thrash or Trash.
Cool.
Which is, I feel, more fitting of the channel. If you remember the rules from last time, do you?
Yeah. You're just gonna ask me stuff, and I'm just gonna say if it's thrash or trash.
Yeah. Yes,
Cool.
basically.
Cool.
Excellent. We're gonna talk the Vakken lineup this year.
Thrash. There's some great bands on that, and there's some buddies that were playing that. Yeah. So.
Oh, buddies?
Yeah, I knew a couple guys playing it. So I mean, it was wicked. If I could go to those European festivals, I would. So yeah, Vakken. Every year, Vakken's great. It's Vakken. Every year's great.
You can never go wrong with Vakken.
Yeah.
But let's move back over to our continent and country. Heavy MTL's lineup this year.
No.
Yeah.
No, there was a couple great bands on that. Dying Fetus, like Slayer.
Obviously.
I've seen Slayer a million times, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to make their last Canadian date. Sucks as a Slayer fan, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Seen them enough times. There's some good bands on there, but there's some bands I just really didn't care for, and it didn't justify for me personally. So
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I'm 50% thrash, 50% trash.
Yeah. We found the middle lining right now, finally, on the channel. It's Heavy MTL 2019.
Heavy MTL the last few years, to be honest.
Fair
for
enough.
me.
Yeah. Excellent. And now we're going to talk about one last band that we did talk about the very first time we've interviewed, Revocation.
I love Revocation.
Right there. It's an on band.
Yeah, I love Revocation. Dave Davidson is a genius. Every member of that band is a great musician, and their songs are always awesome. They don't have a bad album. And their first album is one of my top 5 favorite albums of all time. So.
Excellent. Now we're at the point in the show where I hope you remember this. It's called the Poseur Question. Last time I asked you who would win in a fight, Lemmy or God. You said Lemmy is God. So that kind of defeats the purpose of asking that question. But we have a new question for you.
All right.
It's called the Poseur Question, round 2.
All right.
Now, the signature hand gesture for the metal genre is the devil horns.
Yeah, of course.
Who made that famous?
Ronnie James Dio.
Damn right he did. Ladies and gentlemen.
Brother.
Cheers. That was awkward. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for this amazing episode of Thrashing Couch with Kyle DC from Invicta. Make sure to check them out on Instagram, Facebook, Snapface,
All the shit.
Thrash Hub.
Yeah, Thrash Hub.
That would actually be a good website name. Yeah. Buy their album on Bandcamp, either digitally or the physical copy of the album, because you can do that too. And ladies and gentlemen, until next time, keep on thrashing.